Welcome to my channel. Let's learn English with Stock News. Let's get started. Dow Jones futures rise, while tech futures dive amid Georgia Senate vote results. Dow Jones futures and S&P 500 futures were lower, while Nasdaq 100 futures sold off early Wednesday as Georgia citizens voted to decide a pivotal runoff election. Apple stock rebounded after triggering a sell signal from a buy point, while Tesla aimed for more record highs after a price target hike after the close Tuesday. JD.com surged to a breakout above a new buy point. The stock market rally recovered a portion of Monday's sell-off losses as it continues to trade just off record highs. The Dow Jones Industrial Average rallied 0.55% or 167 points, while the S&P 500 climbed 0.7%. The tech-heavy Nasdaq Composite moved up 0.95%. Pivotal. Important because other things depend on it. Nasdaq futures sink 2% as investors brace for possible blue wave. Brace for. To physically or mentally prepare oneself for something. Futures tracking the technology-heavy Nasdaq 100 index sank 2% on Wednesday, as investors priced in the prospect of a Democrat-controlled Senate that could lead to tighter regulations on technology megacaps. Democratic challenger Raphael Warnock won a hotly contested Senate race in Georgia over Republican incumbent Kelly Loeffler, TV networks and Edison Research projected. The race between Democrat Jon Ossoff and Republican David Perdue was still too close to call. Incumbent, referring to the present time, a person who has a particular office or position, especially an elected one. A so-called blue wave would give more scope for President-elect Joe Biden to act on his reform plans, including new COVID-19 stimulus, but it could also mean higher corporate taxes and more regulations for technology behemoths, which had led Wall Street's recovery from a coronavirus-driven crash last year. Behemoth, an extremely large and powerful company or organization. Invesco Solar ETF gained about 5% on expectations that clean energy companies will benefit under a Democrat-controlled Congress, while bets on the decriminalization of marijuana at the federal level lifted ETF-MG, Alternative Harvest ETF, up 8.4%. Decriminalization, the lessening or termination of criminal penalties in relation to certain acts, though perhaps regulated permits or fines might still apply. Dow Jones today. Stocks jump despite payrolls miss. Bitcoin tops $41,000. Micron earnings beat. Stocks scaled up into Friday's open as the Nasdaq and S&P 500 jumped immediately to new highs, unfazed by disappointing monthly payrolls data. Tesla also punched up to a new record, and a solid earnings report from Micron rallied chipmakers. Meanwhile, Baidu topped the Nasdaq, Futu Holdings paced the IBD 50 list, and Chevron ran high on the Dow Jones today, as oil prices bounced to their highest level in 10 months. Unfazed, not surprised or worried. Bitcoin breaks $40,000 as 2020 surge continues into New Year. Bitcoin started 2020 at $7,200. It ended the year at nearly $30,000, up 296%. For comparison, the Nasdaq rose 43% in 2020, the S&P 500 rose 16%, the Dow rose 7%. The surge continued full steam into 2021. It took Bitcoin 10 years in existence to reach $20,000 on most exchanges on December 15th. Then it took just 17 days to reach $30,000. It took the Dow Jones almost 3 years to make the same move. Bitcoin broke through $30,000 for the first time on January 2nd, then climbed to $32,000 just hours later. On January 5th, it broke $35,000, and on January 7th, It hit $40,000. Full steam ahead. If something such as a plan or a project goes full steam ahead, it progresses quickly. Micron gives bullish sales forecast indicating strong demand. Micron Technology Incorporation, the largest U.S. maker of memory chips, gave a bullish forecast for the current period indicating improving demand for its products used in phones and computers. Revenue will be $5.8 billion, plus or minus $200 million. In the fiscal second quarter, the Boise, Idaho-based company said Thursday in a statement. That compares with an average analyst estimate of $5.48 billion. Earnings per share, except certain items, will be 75 cents, plus or minus 7 cents, Micron said. Micron's chips act as storage in smartphones and are also an important part of computers, where they help process data and form the base component of new types of hard drives. Its earnings, which are a key indicator of demand for all devices that compute, suggest increasing sales across the industry. Vocabulary: pivotal, important because other things depend on it. Brace for, to physically or mentally prepare oneself for something. Incumbent, referring to the present time, a person who has a particular office or position, especially an elected one. Behemoth, an extremely large and powerful company or organization. Decriminalization, the lessening or termination of criminal penalties in relation to certain acts, though perhaps regulated permits or fines might still apply. Unfazed, not surprised or worried. Full steam ahead. If something such as a plan or a project goes full steam ahead, it progresses quickly. Thank you for listening. Bye.